we are here with Karin Thompson. She's an amazing woman of God and mother of two grandkids, beautiful grandkids. And she's going to tell you a little bit of her story. She's writing a book about her life, about her story, that will encourage a lot of women, a lot of people, not only women, but people that comes from dysfunction background and how to overcome that. And I would like Karin to tell us a little bit about it.
Amen.
How are you?
I'm good. And you, thank you so much. Thank you.
Good to see you.
My book's about my journey to finding happiness in my life, to enjoying my life. You know, when you come from a dysfunctional home, you come out with so much baggage, and life is not a happy place. Life is not enjoyable, and you carry all this with you. And I realized that you know, I can't go forward like that. I can't go with all this unforgiveness and this anger and this rejection, and you know, it just got nastier and nastier, and you know, you're always living on that last nerve and ready to erupt, and I just realized God didn't want me to live like that, you know, and I just cried out to him and said, Lord, please help me to be a better person, to be a better me, to be better for my family. And to, you know, you love Jesus, but you know you're not pleasing him. You know that your walk and your life with him is not the way he wants you to be.
And you met Jesus when you were 12,
when I was 12,
isn't it?
Yes, when I was 12.
And how did it change from 12 years old to now? How do you see life? Of course, we mature with age. That's obvious. But
Yes.
we have some dreams, we have some thoughts, or some ideas of how to be a Christian.
Yes.
And did it change for you?
It changed a lot. I was never a child because home was so intense. I never played, and it was more survival mode. It was very intense, so you grow up very fast.
Yeah.
And finding Jesus, when the lady introduced, when I was at Sunday school, she said, who needs a friend? And I thought, oh, I could do with a friend. And they said, I know a friend that will never leave you. And I thought, wow, you know, and then I gave my heart to the Lord. And I actually, in my child mind thinking, purposely carried Jesus everywhere I went. I mean, I had a running conversation with God all the time, and my family will tell you I'm always talking to God. I mean, every time something good happens, I always say, thank you, Jesus, no matter where I am, I've got this running conversation. And
it becomes part of our vocabulary, isn't it?
And so even at 12, Jesus became so real to me. So every time I was in a situation, or I knew the situation was coming, I'd cry, Lord, help me here, help me here. It did change my life, it really did. And I started to read my Bible, but I wasn't allowed to read my Bible, so I had to read it in hiding. So, because my parents were not Christian people, they didn't approve of me being a Christian. So I went to Sunday school as much as I could, but God got me connected with people. As at 12, I was connecting with people to grow more into His ways. People gave me books. People blessed me with stuff. I mean, there wasn't a lot of tapes.
It's interesting how He leads out.
He does, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He does, you know.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole walk. Because every time there was something going on that was Christian, I tried to go, you know. I tried to be committed to that kind of walk.
And how this idea of writing a book came to you? It seems to be something really supernatural,
strange.
isn't it?
Strange. I mean, I just knew that for my life there was something more. I've done some teaching, I've done some pastoring, but I just felt like I wanted more than a home cell. I wanted to teach and just share more, but sometimes the home cell you just can't get enough out. And then I just felt I really wanted to do something, and I was praying and really seeking God's face. And I went to a conference, which was not even a Christian conference, went with a friend, and the teacher said there, imagine yourself at 90 years old, and you say to yourself, you're talking to yourself, and you say, wow, you have been, or you have done, and the word author came up, and I thought, an author? And I'm not one that battles with words. I can talk a hind leg of a donkey, so that wasn't a problem. But the moment God said to me, author, I just saw the book, I saw the chapters, I saw the whole thing. You know, one word just became a whole vision, and I just thought, I still came home and I said, I've got to write this book about my journey, you know. And then I've been writing now for a year. I'm nearly finished. I believe next year it'll be finished. Just on coming out of, with all this baggage, how I slowly renewed my mind, you know, cast the cares onto God, forgive's a big thing. You know, just get my life. God would, so that Jesus can work through me and be that part of my life, you know. And that was a long journey.
That's very interesting. You mentioned that you were born in New Zealand, then you migrated, then you went to South Africa,
Yes.
then you went back to New Zealand, then you are in Australia
I'm
now.
in Australia now. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
how this journey contributed for your writing?
I think sometimes you have to get away from the mess to think straight. You know, I lived in fear, and every time my dad would call or something, the fear would start. It would just control me.
triggers
So
the whole
controlling.
thing, yeah.
And going to New Zealand, and in those days, you know, phone calls were very expensive. There was no emails, there was no Skype, there was no FaceTime, nothing like that. So we basically had no communication at all. So for the first time in my life, I'm on my own. I'm with my family, and it's just me. And now I can start finding out, well, who is Karin Thompson? Who are you? Because before, you're always somebody else, or you're always doing what someone else wants you to do, or you're always reacting the way you react in survival mode. Now I'm suddenly finding out, well, what colors do I like? What do I like to do? Who am I? What does God want me to be? You know, you're sort of free from that bondage. And I really think that when you're in a situation where there's abusive, and once you get out, you should get away.
It's interesting because in the Bible God said that leave the house of your father and
Cleave to your,
you know,
your
and
husband,
go
yeah.
and you have your own family
Yes,
now, and you have
yes.
to look after your own family.
That's right.
And I think family is super important,
Yes.
and it's good to be around, but sometimes we have to be led somewhere to be able to be free.
That's right. So true, so true.
You know, it's interesting. My parents had the same thing. They had to go far from their families to thrive
Yes.
as a couple, as a
Yes.
family. And loving the family, has no problem with the family,
Yes.
but it needs this space sometime
Just to breathe.
to breathe,
Yeah.
to grow,
Yeah.
to change,
And
to
conquer the
process.
fear, just to work out the process, you know. And you can't do it in the mess, because
Yeah.
every time you get one step ahead, you go back, and you have to go back again. You know, you've just got to get away from it so you can just see it from another perspective.
And what would be your advice for people that are living in the same situation that you were, like in an abusive family? What is the biggest discovery that you did that changed your life for good?
I think God wanted me to forgive. And it was very hard, because when you say forgive, it's almost like you're saying, well, I'm saying it's okay what happened. I'm saying, well, what you did, it's okay. Because I've chosen to forgive you, it means, all right, I've accepted what you did. But it isn't like that. It's forgiving is stopping that curse going on in your life. It's breaking the tie. It's like, you know, you want him to take the medicine and be hurt, but you're the one that's actually getting destroyed. And what happens with that unforgiveness, it gets into everything. Everything you do gets tainted with that anger, with that bitterness, with that lifestyle. So the only way you can break free from that, and from the curse and from the past, is forgive.
Yeah.
And it's a big word, forgive. I write in my book, it took me a long time to forgive. I didn't have any feelings of forgiveness. I didn't feel he deserved forgiveness. But because I wanted to please my Father and I wanted to be obedient to God, I chose to forgive.
Yeah.
And each one has a process of what they need to do
That's
do that.
right.
And I had my process, and it took a while to go there. And I didn't do it, the feeling forgiveness never came. Oh, okay, well, yeah, today I feel like I'm going to
You
forgive.
don't feel like
it.
forgiving.
No. You
No.
just do it because,
Yeah.
Lord, I promise to obey you, and you require me to forgive, and therefore I'm going to forgive, and that's what I
And
did.
then when you forgive, you are free.
Yes, exactly. And forgiveness is 50% of the way of your
Yeah.
journey. The moment you forgive, the baggage goes.
That's right.
And now you're free to receive the new stuff.
That's right.
Because you can't put new stuff on dirty stuff. Because the
That's
smell comes through. Eventually, you know, someone just does one little thing wrong, and there you are. You're erupting again. You're angry again. You feel rejected again. Your confidence goes again.
Yeah.
Because you just haven't let it go.
And then how did you find, did you find counseling, or did somebody help you, or did
Yes.
you? How was that journey
process?
Yeah.
In those days, because I'm talking about the 80s, there wasn't like a counsellor like what you have today.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't like Google where you could get all this advice. You know,
Yeah.
so I've always been a good reader, so I read a lot, and I got hold of a set of tapes by Pat Harrison. She was Kenneth Hagin's daughter, and she did a set of tapes on called Woman, Wife, and Mother. I never knew what a woman was. I never knew what a wife was. I didn't even know what a mother was. I was just all in mode, just trying to make all this happen. I had no idea how to all put it together, you know. And when I read this, I thought, I was so shocked. I just didn't read, because my mom, we never had conversations like this. You know, you're a woman and this is what you should do, and we never had any conversation. There was no communication.
Like most of families.
Most families, so dysfunctional, and there was no books to read about those things, you know. So you just sort of winged it. Well, this is what I should do. This is how a mother should act, and then I just only to find out, well, I'm not acting like anything that a mother should act, like a wife should act. And I listened to those tapes over and hundreds of times, over and over until I cried every time I realized that. I cried because I was doing it so wrong. And in the crying, God healed me, because there's got to be a lot of crying. There's got to be healing inside, because it's right inside.
That's
you know,
right.
it's
You have to pour it out.
It has to come out, you know. And every time I went to church, it was like the pastor was eavesdropping on my prayers. You know, he was talk about forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Everywhere I went, forgiveness came up, and I thought, all right, Lord, okay, I'm going to forgive. I'll forgive him, you know. And then the next step, he'll start saying, you've got to cast your cares, you've got to trust me. It's like everywhere I went, God was dealing with me.
And forgiving trust is very connected, isn't it?
And you've got to realize, I had to realize that God loved me, because no one loved me. So I had to realize he loved me, and because he loved me, he would take care of me. I could trust him to have my interest at heart. I could trust him that when Karin hurt, he cared. When Karin had a need, he would supply. I had to learn that, because before it was just, how am I going to protect myself all the time? How am I going to survive this situation? How am I going to be in this situation? It was always survival mode. And so it was all about me, you know, trying to just be unseen, being unheard, and just be safe.
And how much difference it makes when you understand your identity in Christ.
Totally different. It's
that you are loved, you are accepted.
Totally. It's mind. I don't think we could ever realize how much God loves us. You know, sometimes God does things for me, like little things. I was just saying, I've got the coffee shop I go to, and every time I swipe my card, it gives me double points. So instead of every 6 cups, I get 3 cups of coffee. And I said to James, I watched my hubby, I said, that's how much
in
God
the
loves
little
me.
things.
He cares about the fact that he gives me coffee. It's just, that was the most amazing thing, that God loved me. With all the flaws and all the things that I've done, and the wrong things, and who I was when I came out of all this mess, he cared so much to make me whole.
Oh, he cares. He loves us so much.
And that's why I cried so much, because you just can't understand someone loving you like that. You can't understand that someone really cares about everything of your life.
And how do you feel today, after all this process?
You know, Monica, I can really say that I've forgiven. There's no more pain. I still am in communication with my father. I've grown to even like him. The pain, there's memories that are totally gone. There's stages of my life I cannot even remember. It totally is amazing. I've totally let it go. And now I can talk about my journey to help someone else. I can talk about all the mess that I went through to encourage someone else that there is life after all this, that there is you. There is a life that you can have with your family, with your friends. There's a whole new world out there waiting for you, because Jesus forgives, and you forgive, and you walk in his ways. You know, and as long as you're willing to please the Father and be obedient to what he wants you to do, everything he wants you to do is for your good.
That's right.
To make you whole, to make you complete, to make you perfect. That's all he wants from you. You know?
That's amazing.
It is.
And
It's
what's the
wonderful.
name of your book?
It's called My Journey to Enjoy My Life.
My Journey to Enjoy My Life. So you watch out. She's coming with this book soon, maybe next year.
Next year. It should be early. Yes. Yes.
And I really like what Karin said to you about forgiveness. So this is the message that we leave with you today. Forgive and trust God.
Amen.
That he has your back.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
you.